Hi everybody, I'm Corina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My Facebook page is Corina Stefan Astrology. On March 12th, on Sunday, we received the gifts of a full moon in Virgo at 22 degrees. This event is the natural sequence of the new intentions that we set on the new moon day and the solar eclipse in Pisces that happened on February 26th. Then a massive and heavy cosmic door was shut in the face of the past and of the familiar. So if you grasped that opportunity, for sure you added your own kick, your own impulse to that closing door, and you pushed the bolts for good, making sure you are safe and far from any crawling illusions, addictions, phantoms or fears that had infiltrated in your soul, eating away your vitality and making you feel powerless or chaotic. The Virgo full moon brings a whole therapeutical mental toolkit that is meant to heal us from all the traces of our addictions or thinking errors. The hardest part comes only now, because we need to be willing to do a very hard work, a detail-based work and a routine work in order to detoxify ourselves from illusions, lies or fantasies. We might reach a state of drug withdrawal, so we will definitely need a prompt and firm intervention in order not to fall back in our old rituals or habits. Virgo energy is here for us now to serve with the highest devotion and with perfectionism. It will put our life under the merciless lens of the microscope. So now we can see with maximum clarity, even 10 times amplified by a zoom mode, all the consequences of our bad decisions that we made in the past, of self-sacrifice and self-imprisonment for the sake of a belief in a false idea. So we've been chasing the wild goose, we've been delirious, trying to fulfill a vague dream, we embraced martyrdom by trying to merge with someone or something that was simply not for us, but whose emotional unavailability we kept excusing again and again through naive and wishful thinking. So now it is really time to look through the lens of reason at our poor arms, so bruised by the needles of our addictions. Virgo goes into action and cleans our body and our mind, scrubbing the floors within our being, sterilizing and removing all the hotbeds of infection and toxicity, giving us back to ourselves, immaculate and incorruptible in thinking. The sign of Virgo is associated with virginity, understood as a special state of the mind, where there can be no temptation because the mind is perfectly separated from emotion. Virgo consciousness knows exactly how to operate the switch that turns on and off the emotional flux and the drama. It knows how to stop the feelings assault by putting on that chastity belt of immaculate thinking. Virgo represents the perfectly balanced and calm mind that is oriented towards work, details, and analysis. It's a mind liberated from illusion or lies, and it's trained to recognize emotional monsters ASAP and preserve them in transparent jars so that they are exposed in their naked ugliness. Virgo operates with clear categories that can never overlay. It knows what the light is and what its absence feels like, darkness. It knows how to make the difference between good and evil, between delirious thinking and reality, between health and disease. So it will sift through very narrow holes the dreams that we've been chasing in the last 2 years, starting with the last solar eclipse in Pisces. Virgo will give us an unquestionable, dry and objective verdict about that dream, showing if it's valid in any way and what steps need to be taken in order to make it real. This Virgo full moon is an invitation to hard work and unpleasant work. It asks from us for introspection and analysis in order to show us who we dreamed to be and who we really are in this present moment. Virgo's measurement is going to be extremely precise and will accurately indicate the necessary steps and the effort that is needed to be invested in order to decrease the distance between reality and our dream. So now we enter a cosmic microscope that scans our shadowy sides, our dysfunctional sides, in order for us to receive a precise diagnosis and an effective existential remedy. The trine, that angle of 120 degrees between the full moon in Virgo and Pluto in Capricorn, clearly shows us that we are supported in this process of taking back our personal power. All we need is to be brave and disciplined while reviewing this inventory of fear and of darkness. It's a hard work to mine those diamonds and to do all this intense emotional archaeology. But now we can release ourselves from the nets of the past, understanding that it can no longer hold us back. The square, that angle of 90 degrees between Saturn in Sagittarius and this full moon in Virgo, says definitely no to any tendency to still be hanging in fantasy. Saturn brings a limit, brings a deadline, and warns us that we cannot ignore the need of order or durability anymore. Our mind that still startles from time to time in an autistic way, trying to escape in fantasy that Mercury in Pisces, faces an absolute no from Saturn. Saturn wants us to commit to a long-term vision. It makes us sign a contract with time, and that contract stipulates more obligations than rights for us. The square between this full moon in Virgo and Saturn in Sagittarius indicates frozen emotions and no more up and down fluctuations. It's all mathematical constancy. So it's a time of wisdom and mature choices that gives us the opportunity to understand more about what responsibility towards ourselves really means. We cannot experiment or try forever. We need to include time in our equation and use it as the most valuable resource that we have. The lack of boundaries, the lack of limits or milestones, that we are growing distant more and more, starting with that solar eclipse in Pisces on February 26, becomes less and less intense these days. And we are invited in an audience with His Majesty at the time to present our plan of success. It's an audience that deserves our full, undivided attention. Thank you, and if you liked my message, if you found it inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.